Right, we're on. Good morning, look, still dark. We're going to talk about swing playing today. We're going to talk about the three basic planes in the golf swing, which one you should choose, and a drill on how to make swing playing feel easy. Let's go. Right, so there's three basic planes in the golf swing. Homer Kelly's Golf Machine states there's three basic planes. There are more than three, but we're going to discuss the three basic planes today. Which one suits your swing, and then a little drill afterwards on how you can feel what swing plane's like, what it's like to feel as though you swing on plane. Okay, so swing plane. Swing plane is the motion that the golf club swings on. So it's a flat platform, so that would be a vertical plane, that would be a horizontal plane. So somewhere in between is the plane that the golf club swings along, leans against all the way. Back of the left hand is on the plane line all the way as well. That is a general swing plane. Anywhere between the horizontal and the vertical is classed as a plane. So anywhere there is acceptable. Clearly some places in between there and there are more efficient. So let's start off with the first basic plane. The first basic plane is the elbow plane. Okay? Now the elbow plane, if I take my address position, right there. So if I take my right elbow back in line with my spine, where that elbow touches my waist, touches my hip, just here would be the plane I'm swinging the golf club on. So that's the reference point for the elbow plane. Okay? So I take my address position, right hand goes down the plane, you can see here, just there, is my reference point. And when I swing the golf club up, that's the point I take the club on. That's the point of reference I've got there, which is there. The club will only go to about left arm parallel to the ground, but that is the elbow plane, there, back down. Very repeatable, there, back down. There's no shift off plane there, so it goes up and down, up and down, through a line from where my right elbow meets my waist. The second basic plane is the turned shoulder plane. So a turned shoulder plane, the reference point now is my right shoulder. Now I take my address position, and if I just turn my shoulders at 90 degrees, trying to stay centered over the top of the golf ball, wherever my right shoulder ends at the top of my swing is my reference point. So where my right shoulder is just now is the reference point for my turned shoulder plane. Okay, this is the most common plane. Okay. There. Where my right shoulder is just now is where the club or the swing plane for the turned shoulder plane is. So I then take my address position, right shoulder here, it's my reference point. I turn, I come up on that right shoulder plane, there. So the hands are higher, the plane is more upright than it was with the elbow plane, which was round here. We've got the turned shoulder plane. And the final plane, third plane, the most upright plane, is the square shoulder plane. So square shoulder is my address position. I'm square, that address, my shoulders. My right shoulder is now the plane. So that's the reference point. So I line from the golf ball right up to there and up. So you can see how much more upright that is than the turned shoulder plane, which is here, and the elbow plane, which is here, there, here, here. You can see how we get a little bit more upright as we go. So, squared shoulder plane, right shoulder is my reference point at address. Now that looks very upright, doesn't it? So that square shoulder plane is very upright, the turned shoulder plane looks acceptable, the elbow plane looks too flat. So in between those three is what we're after, I would guess. So the turned shoulder plane is a good one to go on. However, we as golfers, because of our address position, we shift plane during the golf swing. The most common shift of plane is from elbow to turned shoulder. So you do video analysis, you can see they start off on the elbow plane. So the club starts on the elbow plane, it's all good there. And then from there, the hands go up in a straight line. So the hands turn to elbow plane, on elbow plane, then they lift up to turn shoulder plane, then they come back down to elbow plane, turn through and hit golf ball. And that is because we have angle between left forearm or arms and club shaft at address. So we get to elbow plane, we then go straight up to turn shoulder plane, straight back down to elbow plane, and swing down on elbow plane, which is closer to the dynamic lie angle, or the lie angle of the golf club. That is a shift of planes. Bryson DeChambeau has zero shift. What you'll notice in all planes is no matter how you swing the golf club, in fact, no matter how, no matter how a really good golfer, let's call it a tour pro, swings the golf club, and no matter what plane they're on, at impact they get into a position where the right forearm and club shaft are in line. Okay, right forearm and club shaft are in line at impact, irrelevant of what plane they're on. Okay? They get to that position. So Bryson DeChambeau starts off in that position. It's called impact fix. So Bryson is here at address. So he's a turn shoulder. He's going to turn shoulder and staying on turn shoulder. So there's zero shift. He's not starting there, going on to elbow plane, lifting up to turn shoulder, back down, elbow to there. He starts off, set himself an impact fix. So he's in an impact position at address. So the hands are high and forward. So the right forearm's in line with the club shaft. Then from there is a turn shoulder plane. So it's up to turn shoulder, back down. Turn shoulder, back down. Zero shift. That looks a little bit weird. Bryson's not bothered by that. If you try that, you'll be surprised at how easy that is to repeat, how good your ball striking will become very, very quickly. But because it looks unorthodox, that's what puts us off. It's the human element coming in and going, can't do that, it looks a bit strange. Bryson's not bothered by that. A shift of plane is not a bad thing at all. A shift of plane is natural because of the way we set up to the golf club. Just Bryson swept it the other way around. He's just then, I don't want to shift planes. I want to keep it exactly the same all the time for every golf club. So I'm going to set off in the position I'm going to start an impact. Sorry, I'm going to set off in the position I'm going to return to impact. So I'll start there, swing it, return to there, follow through. Nice. So those three swing planes aside, here is a drill to feel what it's like to be on plane. So I've set these two canes up, almost parallel. Okay. Now I take my address position. So here's what it's like to feel the feelings of swinging on plane, things to look out for in your golf swing to find out if you're on plane or not. So you take your address position. I've got my feet lined up, knees, hips, shoulders, everything parallel to my target line. So this is my target line, this is my body alignment. I'm not really bothered about feet, as long as my shoulders are lined up with this line, I'm happy. But for the purpose of this drill, we'll keep it simple. Lined, train tracks. Okay. I take my driver, or my golf club, red shaft, and I set my club on top of my ball to target lines, this top cane. Let's go here. So now I take the club back. As I take the club back, it traces that top line all the time. So the club shaft's always pointing towards that line. So if this line continues out there, my club shaft is pointing to that all the way. So it's on line, all the way till I get to here. Now my club's parallel to the ground. My shoulders have started to turn, my body's started to rotate, and the club shaft, red one, is in line with both parallel lines on the ground. Okay, so I'm now on plane. And then I turn a little bit further until my left arm gets parallel to the ground, or my hands in front of my chest, and you can see there that now the club shaft is still pointing down towards the ball to target line. Then I continue further. If I get to full swing, my top club, my shaft at the top, will be parallel, it's hard to see from here, parallel to the two lines. Back down, back onto that line. Body's turning. There, I'm all loaded up there. You can see the club shaft still on plane with my two canes in the ground. Impact, right forearm, club shaft in line. Continue through. Club shaft, hard to see now, come a little bit closer to camera. There, come through. Club shaft is parallel to my two canes. Continue through here. Club shaft is now pointing down to ball to target line. And then continue through to follow through, and shaft is in line, I think hard to see from here, shaft is in line with the two canes on the ground. That is a feeling, that is a way. So these are all measurable positions. When we do video analysis, these are all positions we look at in P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 measurable positions to find out if you're on plane. That's 10 little checkpoints. I mean, if MP1, measurable position 1, this microphone, if measurable position 1 is out of place, then 2 might be out of place, 3 might be, there has to be some sort of correction in there to keep yourself on plane. Bryson would love that. But as I say, we shift plane slightly. But that drill there will give you a general feeling of what it's like to swing your golf club on plane. So if you hold your club over those canes and do that, you'll find out whether you're on plane or not pretty quickly. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. This was a little bit inspired by, obviously, Homer Kelly's golf machine and stuff I did with Bryson DeChambeau's Cobra irons in my last video, which I'll put a link up on the screen somewhere at the end of this. But it's just an idea how to swing on plane. Please leave comments below. I know there'll be a few comments about this one. There's always a few comments about things. Not always nice comments, so I don't reply to them. But I do just try and reply to everyone I possibly can. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already subscribed. Also hit the thumbs up button. That's always a good thing to do. And a little bell notification. Give that a wee click. See what happens.